on the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
All right, our smoke segment today are all about cigars, and well, here's what we're going to discuss in this segment. The Big Smoke.
The Big Smoke. Big Smoke.
For those of you who don't know what the Big Smoke is, it's a huge industry weekend where there are new products shown and shared, stories are made, and rooftop pool parties get way out of hand.
Could you say it's even a big industry weekend?
A big
It is.
smoke.
Large?
Yes.
Is it girthy?
Like girth. It's girthy.
It's very girthy.
We're going to beat that joke to death every day.
And as usual, we end up with way more cigars than just one person can smoke. So in the vein of what we do here at Sip, Suds, and Smokes, we share and we discuss.
There was a bag.
Hold my hand.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Hey man, got a light? It's time for smokes.
Welcome to this Smokes episode where everything good in life is worth discussing. We're the best thing on at 2 a.m. right after baking with Stevie Wonder.
Oh, that's hot, man. That's real hot.
And the hit show, Where Am I?
I don't know where I am.
I want to introduce our host, good old boy Mike.
Hello, everybody. I'm still here. I know.
For now.
Stop the phones.
Good old boy Drew.
You're speaking to my soul. Where am I?
That's right.
Who am I?
I'm good old boy Barger. Hello, everybody. And this is good old boy Justin.
Good morning.
All right, our smoke segment today are all about cigars and, well, anything that is smoked. And here's what we're going to discuss in this segment. The Big Smoke.
The Big Smoke. Big Smoke.
For those of you who don't know what the Big Smoke is, it's a huge industry weekend where there are new products shown and shared, stories are made, and rooftop pool parties get way out of hand.
Could you say it's even a big industry weekend?
A big
It is.
smoke.
Large?
Yes.
Is it girthy?
Like girth. It's girthy.
It's very girthy.
We're going to beat that joke to death every day.
And as usual, we end up with way more cigars than just one person can smoke. So in the vein of what we do here at Sip, Suds, and Smokes, we share and we discuss.
There was a bag.
Hold my hand.
That's right. Are you a cigar newbie? Fret not. We got you covered in our Cigar 101 episode, where all of the cigar speak can be decoded. Just like that decoder ring you got from Apple Smacks when you were a
Drink
kid.
more Ovaltine.
That's
y'all.
right.
What
That's
does
right.
this finger mean?
That's right. That's
Read between the lines?
Just search for Sip, Suds, and Smoke Cigar 101 on that episode. Should pop right up. Follow the link to our show notes and quotes from the websites below. All right. Today, good old boy Drew gets the honor of going over our smokes rating today. We'll be smoking and discussing these cigars and rating them with our Sip, Suds, and Smokes rating, plus our signature sounds. And here are those ratings.
It is a dubious honor, but, you know. Rating number 1. This sucked before it was even lit. Something about sucking.
It sucked, man.
And then rating number 2. Do you really gotta light it 3 times? Performance issues?
Those are more the cigars you're like, meh.
Construction. And then number 3. Very nice. Now, just go away and let me enjoy this.
So just as everything good in life is worth discussing, and with this motley crew of guys and cigars today, I want to take a few minutes and know, what did you guys like about blind smoking?
Hold on. What is blind smoking? Let's get that out of the way first.
Well, blind smoking is there's a grab bag of cigars. You grab a couple cigars out. You smoke.
Now you tell me.
I'm just trying to make sure
That's all
because
covered in Cigar 101.
Handkerchiefs. I wore like a sleep mask.
yeah, I'm not king shaming anyone, but I thought there might be whips
The
and
one
heat
with
cards.
leather involved. I mean,
How do you get those leather notes?
I
You
guess there
didn't
should
give
have
me
been
clear
parameters.
instructions around this,
That's-
Bart.
You know what? That's on me. I'll take that. That's fine.
Well, absolutely. Just, with blind tasting, of anything else. I mean, I enjoy the novelty of just walking into something without any preconception,
Yeah.
about it. I mean, just shy. Just shy of doing a band free, grab bag, which
That would be fun.
we will maybe do.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
All Maduros for him.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But absolutely, walk in with something of, some of these I had a preconceived notion where I've actually, had some things in that product line or even maybe that, particular wrapper or size or something like that.
Sure.
But for the most part, I just kind of love the novelty of just going, I don't know the conversation is going to be, but I'm just going to grab these two sticks and away we go.
Yep.
And it was the two sticks that I drew out were both Habano. And, we'll talk about that probably when I get around to my piece. But that was one thing, I was like,
Still think he was looking
I
in the
probably
bag.
have never sat down and gone, I'm going to smoke two Habanos, back to back. I don't know that would ever be like a big plan,
Yeah.
that I would actually make. Yeah.
Fair.
How about you, Justin?
I like the grab bag.
Yeah, a little mystery.
Yeah.
Little variety,
Keeps life fresh.
keeping it strange or weird.
Yeah.
How
Just
are
like-
the kids calling it these days?
Like a stranger.
Yeah. Oh, the stranger. I mean, what?
Huh? I will say, as I alluded to before, and as Barger alluded to, I never would have bought a Maduro, and one of mine out of the grab bag was a Maduro, and we'll talk about that. Actually, maybe here in just a moment.
But I too also live dangerously. I like the grab bag. It's a fun time. You never know what you're gonna get. Love it, hate it, whatever. It's a fun time.
But I mean, to Drew's point, I mean, all these had the bands on them, so you can't say it
Exactly.
was truly blind,
Yeah.
Although maybe if you're as I'm so stodgy and predictable, I buy the same 3 cigars unless
Right.
I'm smoking something for the show, and so at least one of the ones that I got, I was like, what the heck is this? I have no idea. And my perception of it was just colored by, I didn't go to Google. I just looked at it and I was like, reminded me a little bit of like Cigar Boom brand that
That's
was
true.
maybe going away.
I will say,
Yeah.
from a process perspective, I did keep I actually didn't sit down and look up any background or ratings or anything like that, about the sticks, that I drew out of the bag. I was just like, I'm just going to fire it up
Clip
and
it,
away we go.
light it,
Yeah.
smoke it.
Yep.
No,
That's how I did it.
Not clip it, toast it,
Oh,
blow
well,
it.
Yeah, that's it.
and then
That's it.
and then
then cut
toke
it.
it.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's the Barger method. You got to get it right.
Listen,
All right. So first up today, Drew is going to go over the 2 cigars that he smoked.
as
So-
we alluded to.
Good old boy Drew, take it away.
All right. Well, a questionable decision amongst many questionable decisions to let me start, but the first one that I drew, and I remember looking at good old boy Mike and going, "Oh God, why have you done this to me?" was a Maduro. If you've listened to any episodes before, you know that I don't like Maduros, or at the very least, I think that I don't like Maduros.
We just hadn't got them opened up yet, folks. We'll get there.
We can opine as to the reason why. I was saying, maybe it's because my first introduction to Maduro was because, with bad Maduros from the cigar boom leftovers. But the first one I drew was the Perdomo double aged 12-year vintage double Maduro.
Awesome.
It was a 50 ring gauge. It was 5 inches long, and it was covered in an oily, dark mocha brown wrapper. I would not say it was silky smooth to the touch, but it was veinous. and
Venus.
delicate while also being robust.
How was the girth?
50 was quite nice. It was just the right size.
Venus and girthy.
Yes. The aroma definitely was oak leather. I didn't get as much barnyard and earth. There was more of a coffee and dark chocolate undertone. But that also could have been the pairing that I did with it, which at good old boy Barger's suggestion, I had it with my morning coffee. I don't normally have a cigar first thing in the morning.
I'm telling you.
But
Can't smoke all day if you don't start in the morning.
There you go. That's a man after my heart right
this
there.
is true. This is true. But I have to admit, it was amazing. The first thing I wrote down in my little notebook was hot when I lit it. This is why I don't like Maduro.
It's because you use fire. Just put that out there.
I mean, there is that. And perhaps I didn't toast it long enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't true to the Barger method. But as I moved,
We can't all be perfect. That's fine.
as I moved through it, it warmed. It settled down. It got to be very enjoyable. I was looking at it and going, this can't just be the coffee. It maybe. And that's when I was like, maybe I just have had really bad experiences with Maduros, and I should have, re-examined them earlier. So,
There's some really bad ones out there.
take away from that, any listeners, if you have, sworn off Maduros like I have for a decade or more, there might be time to revisit it, at least with this one. It was nice medium to full body. I didn't feel like it was overpowering. And as it finished, I got a lot of dark chocolate, almost like this chocolate covered cherry sweetness to it. I was very, very happy with it. And if I was able to give it a SUDS rating, SIPS rating, so Smokes rating, one of those shows, I would give it a 3. Hell, even a 4.
Okay.
That would be the first high rating I've ever given any Maduro. So,
I can remember those cigars. I used to smoke those. Those are great cigars.
The second one that I had, which I'll probably get to after the break, was a little bit of a difference.
Well, and I've had the Perdomo, 12s, quite a bit as well. And, but I haven't had the Maduro wrapper. I am used to having the
Habano?
No, not
The Connecticut.
not the Habano. Is it a Connecticut wrapper?
Yeah,
on
there
the
is a
standard
Connecticut,
Perdomo
yeah.
12? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I've had quite a bit of.
It's the one I would have thought I would have loved.
Yeah. And it's interesting where we're sitting right now to talk about this cigar.
Yeah. Well, right now we're going to take a break. So come on back for us after the break. Welcome back to Sip, Suds, and Smokes Edition. Big Smoke.
Big Smoke.
We're
still
going
here.
over a grab bag of cigars that all of us grabbed a couple of sticks out of, and we're going to share them with you today. We're going to finish up Drew. He's got one more to go.
Yeah, well, I think Mike was letting us know what he thought a little bit of the Perdomo. Or has anyone else had the Perdomo double age 12-year vintage? I had it Maduro. Mike said he had the Connecticut.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, it's really interesting. We actually are recording today in Whiskey House, Nashville, which is
Whiskey House.
which is a place that Nick Perdomo's been to. He's been here a lot, and he drops off a ton of cigars.
Yeah.
And he's
Why
here
was
in
I
town,
not
Nick
invited?
Jr. So
What?
We don't talk about it.
but oddly, I don't. Even if you look through, we have like some house humidors, and even if you look through some of those, I don't recall, any of the Perdomo 12s, with the Maduro wrappers that are sitting around here. So
I will
Just
say
the estate
everywhere
blends is what he brought last time.
yeah,
estate blends.
Yeah.
Estate blends.
Everywhere I looked online, when I finally did go and look at like the notes to compare with my own, it was all sold out. So maybe he just didn't have any to give away.
It's a good cigar.
I think it's overhyped. I think it's probably where I'm at, for most of the, Perdomo 12s.
That's how I feel about cigars in general. But
there's a premium price, that I think comes along with, the Perdomo, 12 vintage. And it's just, there's something about paying that extra 30% that I just don't get that love and feeling on the back end.
what would the retail what is the retail price on this? I didn't
I have
look
no
at that.
clue.
It's about $10 to $12.
Yeah.
I would pay that. And that's coming from someone who's not a Maduro guy. I would pay that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
the Perdomo line is actually it's relatively it's priced for the blue collar person.
Yeah, I mean, you're not paying what is it, Padron?
Yeah, you're not paying $20 for a $10 stick. You know, not to say that's Padron, but
Let's hear about your other stick.
let's
my
hear about
other
the other
stick
stick.
was the Vegafina 1998 from, I'm sorry, I murdered the pronunciation of the company that makes it before.
Oh,
Boy Barger.
Altadis.
Altadis. I think I was maybe overclassing with Altadis.
Maybe he's right. I'm wrong.
I don't know.
We'll,
It's just fun to
subject to
say.
change. We'll figure it out.
With a 52 ring gauge and 5 inches long with an Indonesian
I feel
binder.
underdressed either way.
Yeah, right.
Ooh. Dominican Republic, Colombian, and Nicaraguan filler, and an Ecuadorian wrapper. That is a 5 region nation variety of
I
tobacco.
think it's a short filler.
Ah.
So I think all the 3 fillers are shredded and put in the middle.
Well, that would explain. That would explain.
Do
Some,
it again, Jazz.
Stuff mine this time.
So the
Is this going to work? Heck yeah, it's going to work.
The notes from our friends at Altadis is that they're a 5-country blend of premium tobaccos that commemorates the birth year of the famed Vegafina brand. The cigar started out as a European exclusive. Well, that would explain why I had never heard of them. In
Should've stayed in Europe.
2020,
I mean, what?
they were released to the American market with rave reviews. I'm guessing maybe there was actually some other reason, perhaps pandemic related, that they got really. But anywho, Indonesian binder, long filler tobaccos, not short filler
see, I
tobaccos.
was wrong. No,
Dominican,
it's okay.
Nicaragua, Colombia, seamless, deep brown Ecuadorian wrapper. Thoughts on that in a moment. Premium gems, aged an additional 4 years.
Hang on a second. I need my hip waders for the rest of this.
That's getting deep in here. Isn't it?
Let's just say the notes don't quite match the smoke.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I had this one after the Maduro, not immediately after. There was, food and drink ingested before, so perhaps that's coloring my perception of it.
So it's like a bad prom date.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I went
Like a
sack to
bad
prom
morning
Barger.
after drink.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Hey, I love prairie
I think it
oysters.
sucks.
I think that sucks. I think it sucks.
I wouldn't say it sucks, but it sucks. And really hard too. Like
Nailed
again with
it.
the draw stuff, I just had really bad luck. I don't know what it is with me and draws.
Had to screw with it, didn't
Wrong
you?
with you lately.
I
You
was
need to check your
massaging
humidor
it
at home.
and licking it and tugging. I'm holding
How's your oximeter rating, son?
Yeah, I know it.
72%.
You need to take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Go down to 68.
I pull it
Sticky
out
and
and let
wet.
it. Well, I always pull it out and let it sit for a good 30 minutes to an hour before I smoke
65 to 68. Hit that, you won't have that problem no more.
it. All right, fair. Maybe it's user error, I guess. But
It's all right.
it was mostly flavorless except for when it was burnt. That was pretty much my experience.
Aren't you burning the whole thing?
So,
It tasted fine till I got too dark on it and smoked it too hard.
well, no, I lit it and I used a cedar stick because it looked like a pretty mild cigar and I didn't want to, cover it in butane or whatever
Yeah.
else. And I lit it like, wow, this is hot. And it got hotter. And then it just, it was nothing but hurt.
Yeah.
It was hurt.
Well, aside from being hurt, what was your rating on it?
I'm going to give it a 1. Has anyone else had Vegafina?
I have, and I'm with you.
Okay.
We're good.
I thought maybe it was just me.
I don't think I've had anything from any of them. I've smoked quite a few of them because people give them to me like, oh, you got to try this. And I've smoked a couple. I think there's only one. They've got one aged product that I was okay with. But other than that, they're just not for me. They could be for
stinks.
other people. And if people enjoy them, more power to you. Smoke what you like. Don't take my word for it.
This is true.
So I'm just a person. So anyway, we'll go on to what I picked out of the bag here. The first one I picked out of the bag was a Alec Bradley Presnado. Ooh. I've smoked quite a few of these cigars. I used to buy them by the box. I actually enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it back when it came out. It was a great cigar. They're a girth of 52. The size was a torpedo. Your binder is Nicaraguan, your filler is Honduran, your wrapper's Corojo. Now, what they say about it is Presnado is a rich, handmade, guaranteed to satisfied. This exquisite handmade
That's what she said.
employs a special Trojes Corojo wrapper grown in Honduras that is a flavorful blend of Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Troas long filler. Expect a bold and eventful blend that brings insistent flavors and spades, buttery smooth notes of deep, rich nuances, included roasted flavors like coffee, dash of sweet red pepper, 96.
Coffee.
Yeah, and it's 96 rated, and it was one of the top cigars of 2011.
By whom?
I love Corojo.
That one.
I will
place.
say that, but I
That one
have
place.
not had a Corojo in a while. What did you think of it,
I
Barger?
liked this cigar. I've always liked this cigar. So when I'm turning people on to darker, a little more spicier cigars, I'll point them in that direction. Like Alec Bradley has a very distinct palate, and when I was a first smoker, Perdomo and Alec Bradley were two of the ones that I got started in because they're approachable and they're affordable. So
Fair.
for the cost point and for the flavor you get out of it, I still push this cigar.
Yeah, so I actually smoked this at the show. And what
At
was
the Big Smoke.
Big smoke.
and I have to tell you, I was actually hanging out with Alan Rubin, who is actually a fan of the show, by the way.
Hold on, who's that?
He is the founder of Alec Bradley.
Bradley.
So, yeah.
Real tall,
I
blonde
thought
hair.
Alec Bradley was the.
No,
What?
so a lot of people
It's
don't.
a
So that's the
pseudonym.
name after his two sons. Alec and Bradley are his two sons.
Yeah.
So,
Nice guys.
yeah, so the first thing I actually didn't see the description of this, at the show itself. And when I had it lit, I was like, wow, is this Obscura? Because
No.
and I was like, this is a little different. There's something
Spicy.
going on here. And so when I sat down and read the description, I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense. I get it now. Yeah.
Corojo was my bridge to.
I was a great stick. I enjoyed it at the show. It was one of those things that it's probably still in my bag, and I would probably, drag this one out and put that in a short pile going, I want to come back and have, at least one more of those.
Yeah. He had one cigar, the Lot 44, that I absolutely, every time I find them, I buy them.
Is Lot 44 some reference to like
It's
a
the
lost
plot of, no, it's the plot of land where it's the land distinction where they're at.
Gotcha.
Because each lot of farm is they call it lot this, lot that, lot that. But anyway, so there, I'm going to give it my smokes rating of 3 and move on to the next one. So this one that I got, I was kind of surprised I pulled it out of the bag. It was a Julius Caesar.
Yeah, I have to look.
That two Bargay?
I was there when Barger pulled things out of the bag, and it was funny. So he pulled out the Alec Bradley. He was like, "Oh yeah," and then he put his hand in there. And he pulled something else out, and he was like, "No, not that one."
That was an option.
And then I know. Then he put his hand back in.
Listen,
so it was
rules
funny.
are meant to be
Yeah,
twisted.
and his reaction was, "Oh,
Massage
never
them.
had that one."
Yeah. So this
Just like an
is
attorney.
from J.C. Newman Cigar Company. It's the Julius Caesar, which actually I found out that J.C. Newman, his name is Julius Caesar Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, his parents.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
But that dude, yeah, I never studied him. I never looked into him much.
Built-in ego.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Jesu Christe.
But I'll tell I'll tell you, this cigar had a girth of 52 and a size of 5 inches.
Speaking of girth.
Uh-huh.
Today we're going to be demonstrating how to measure girth. Girth is a very important measurement when determining sizes. First, take your tape measure, place it at the center of the shoulder, bring it down through the crotch,
Scrotum.
and
scrotum.
back up again, making sure it's going over the widest part.
I love it when she says that.
Smoke a cigar after that.
That's right. So the binder and filler are both Dominican, and the wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano.
Huh.
How can
Yeah,
it be
there
both?
you go, Habano.
Habano seed grown in Ecuador, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Yes.
the little blurb for it is Diamond Crowns Julius honors the founder of J.C. Newman Cigar Company. This honorary cigar is meticulously crafted and superbly blended in small batch fashion by the Fuentes in the Dominican Republic.
Do you agree?
I do agree. I do. I enjoyed this cigar. A flavorful Ecuadorian Habano wrapper encapsulates a carefully aged, smooth and robust blend of filler tobaccos hailing from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Its yield a medium to full body smoking experience highlight prominent notes of coffee, fresh cut cedar, and savory spices. I agree with that 100%. This is the first one I've had for the Julius Caesar, and I wanted another one when I was done. I was like, can I have another one? Because it was a great cigar. It was very spicy, bold up front, and it just mellowed out to this flavor bomb at the end. And I was just like, smoked it all the way till I burned my fingers.
I'm really curious from the notes where they call out savory, because savory is an actual herb, like that's the name of
like
it.
rosemary.
Right. So like, are they referring to that? Did you experience like sort of Italian herbs when you were smoking it?
No, I'll tell you, here's my notes. I was very bold off the light. It holds together well. Halfway, it mellows out nicely. My burn in the intro was a little bit wonky, but that could have been from humidity. And when it come to the end, it was full on spice bomb again. Overall, it was very delicious, and I enjoyed it. The ring gauge, all of it was spot on for that cigar.
I've had some Julius Caesar sticks, and I think the thing that caught my attention was I picked it out in a humidor. You know, it has these, purple. And, it has like
velvet.
It had all these, shelf tags hanging on it. Like, oh my gosh, there's fireworks shooting out of the box. You should try one of these, and you pull the cigar out and you're like, so it's like, bring in the lion.
Bring out your dad.
But, I just, it fell in that category of where I remember it had all this hype around it, and it was just very anticlimactic, experience. I was like, huh.
I will say the price point.
So that's what a hype $15 cigar tastes like.
I will say that the price point doesn't really hit with me. I think it would be better as a $10 to $12 cigar than a $15 cigar.
I agree.
That's a topic for another show.
Yeah. That's a cigar 102.
Yeah, for sure. What's your rating on this?
I rated it a 3. And so next up, good old boy Mike's going to share with us the two that he got.
Yeah, so the first stick that I drew out was actually from the aging room by Rafael Nadal. Not Nadal? Not Nadal.
Nadal.
It was actually the Habano. We hit on that just very briefly. So what if you see that on a wrapper or anything, what that means is it's a Cuban seed that has been taken to some other place, and they grow it there. So
smuggled out.
It's
at great
they
risk.
say it's genetically the same
That's right.
as what was may have been grown in Cuba. And I don't know. That's just there is something about the usage of that term in the industry that I just
inherently mistrust.
I just so when you see real Cuban cigars, you'll see the designation Habanos, which means it is absolutely from Cuba itself.
Grown in
and
Cuba.
I just think that this is the way they
Rolled,
keep on
wrapped.
dancing around, to say, well, these are Cuban-like cigars, and I'm using my air quotes as I'm
I wish
saying
everybody would stop doing
Scare
Cuban.
quotes.
I agree.
Either just do you. You're from Nicaragua. Make a Nicaraguan
or
cigar.
just make a really good
Yeah.
cigar, at the end of the day would be really awesome. Do you really have to, throw something on there to, really say that, that you really need to have some homage back to a different place, or these seeds are from Yugoslavia. I mean, or whatever,
I'd be down to try some Yugoslavian tobacco.
If they can grow
it
tobacco-
might be garbage, but
Oh.
I'm here for it. Call it what it is.
Well, here's some information about this. So the color is medium brown. This is a 6x54 that I had. It's generally declared medium to full. The wrapper is Dominican Habano. We just talked about that. It's Pereira is the shape. The binder is from Dominican Republic, and so is the origin and the filler. So here's a little bit of information that I got together about this. So this brand has gone through a major transformation. The company actually defined itself into 4 pillars. I don't know why they call them pillars, each containing a variety of lines. Yeah, way too much money on that marketing group. The company added a total of 5 lines, formally discontinued 1 and designated 3 others to the hypothetical back burner, albeit they are still alive. 3 of those lines fell under the new aging room by Rafael Nadal. Pillar.
Nodal.
It is 3 blends: Connecticut, Habano, and Maduro. All 3 sizes, albeit not the same 3 same sizes. Wow, don't say that fast. And with Dominican binder and filler. The Connecticut is one to get actually different sizes, namely a Churchill, and then thinner Robustos and Toro size. So, some of my notes here around it. I found the first third of this was profoundly earthy taste, really great draw. Dare I say perfect? Use those
Perfecto?
terms.
What?
Really great even burn, great construction. I should have given this to Drew.
I would have enjoyed it.
He would have said, it sucks. I can't draw off it really well. I let it sit out for 23 and a half minutes.
Come on.
The second give way to leather, and seems like it's more than mild and less than full. The remaining third was actually quite woody and a hint of bitterness that actually finished into the band. So,
What was your
Why are you
rating?
smoking
my
the
rating
band?
for this actually is a 3. So
I didn't see that coming.
I know I didn't either, and I have had a lot of great aging room cigars.
Yeah.
I think that they're
a
a
good brand.
sleeper brand,
Yep.
and I when I see them, I'm like,
What are they priced at?
I don't know.
They're 8 to 12.
Yeah,
That's a nice,
They're
solid,
very approachable.
easy to try it out.
Yeah.
I may have to look into those.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a short break here.
you talk about Drew's habits.
That's right. Talk about Drew's cigar
My
habits.
draw poker.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to make sure he's
think it's a girth
doing this
problem.
correctly. Enjoy our announcements.
Humidity.
Welcome back to our Big Smoke episode.
I think
We
it's
are
just
going
medium.
through the grab bag of cigars that we all picked a couple cigars from and started smoking, and here we are today.
I think the draw is hard.
There we go. So good old boy Mike is going
what she
over
said.
the cigars that he had, and I think he's got one more left.
I do, and this other stick that I drew out of the grab bag was the Espinosa Habano number 5. It's a Toro. So again, I draw another Habano wrapper. That was not planned at all, and I just found myself going, what is the point? Anyway, all right, so the reblended Espinosa Habano number 5 is a powerhouse cigar from a man unafraid to improve upon past success. The original Habano, released by Eric Espinosa's La Zona factory, was a certified hit, ranking it in a couple of solid 90 ratings. Not me. And delighting fans of medium to full smokes worldwide. Who writes this
A
stuff?
man not afraid to change basically, if it ain't broke, do fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
was
the
his big
mentality.
plan.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Anyway, this might be enough for your average cigar manufacturer. But Espinosa knew he could do more, and that's basically one of his core brands. To this end, the choice Nicaraguan tobaccos were sourced to create a complex and potent filler and binder combination that evolved into a full-bodied, full-strength masterpiece with the addition of a meaty Ecuadorian Habano wrapper of exquisite quality. He says,
There was a touch of sarcasm as he said,
a new band design resplendent with blue and gold. That absolutely took it over the top, is when you redesign your band.
Was it blue and gold or yellow and
I
white?
It was
don't know.
yellow and white, probably.
It decorates.
We all know the band
The
makes the
retooled
cigar.
Espinosa
right.
Habano number 5.
That's why I leave it on until
Hey,
I
I'm
smoke
not
it.
opposed to buying a cigar based off a band.
Yep.
Let's just throw that out there.
All right, so my notes about the Espinosa Habano number 5 Toro. It was mild. It had some baking spice kind of on the front end. It was sweet, kind of with a little bit of citrus on it.
And
Very uneven burn. I'm gesturing towards Drew as I'm saying this. So he thought that I would just. I always enjoy the perfect, sticks with that perfect butt. No. It kept going out, and then the draw died. See?
Performance anxiety.
They make a pill for that.
Here is the thing that absolutely turned me off. It absolutely turned halfway through the stick. I was sitting there like somebody had just thrown me into a dead end street and said, "Oh, hey man, it's over. You can't drive past this point." I was just sitting there dumbfounded. I'm like, what did I do? Did I not talk to you well? Was I caressing you with the wrong fingers? I mean, did you not like what I was pairing with this?
Tongue and roll it.
Don't
quite
you love
well
me?
I
enough.
was trying anything. I actually wrote down what a ripoff. I was so pissed. So,
Oh, man.
yeah, so this was not a good experience, with this. When I run into fundamental construction problems like this, it just, whatever I was enjoying up to that point, it just flies
Completely
out
distracts.
the window. It really does. Yeah. So my smokes rating for the Espinosa Habano number 5 Toro is a 1.
That's a shame because I've had some Espinosa cigars and they've all been pretty decent, and I've never had that problem. But
I've noticed it happening more often.
Well, the thing is they're trying to keep humidors filled.
It's happening more at Drew's house because he keeps his humidor at 73.
72.
53 degrees with 70% humidity. It's fine.
72 and 68.
Tupperdor. That's what you need, man.
Yeah, right.
Tupperdor.
Maybe.
Well, I can't argue with that because I've had a couple that are that way too, man. I really can't.
No matter what.
What's our Florida guy been smoking down there in humidity land?
Well, Justin's up next. So good old boy Justin, what you got for us?
Well, I pulled a real fancy cigar out of the bag. This one's called L'Atelier La Mission.
L'Atelier La
Atelier.
Mission.
It's another premium gem coming out of the legendary My Father factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. This is a powerhouse smoke cloaked in an earthy dark brown San Andres Mexican wrapper, covering an opulent blend of Nicaraguan tobaccos, including the rare Sancti Spiritus leaf, which I guess you have to cross yourself when you smoke it. Box pressed and featuring a pigtail cap, the palate will be greeted by bold notes of mocha, dark chocolate, tangy pepper, leather, and charred wood. This lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed this. It was a small smoke, full of flavor, and it never quit on me.
Small and mighty.
Small and mighty. So I gave this one 3 rings, well deserved.
There you go. I've had that cigar many, many, many times. I agree with that statement. That is a 3. That cigar is solid all the way through.
And then as I was smoking this afternoon, I immediately followed it with Montecristo Classic Series. Montecristo is one of the most famous and trusted bands in the cigar world today.
And counterfeited.
Yep.
Counterfeited. First manufactured in 1935 in Cuba by Alonso Menendez and Pepe Garcia. This brand is currently manufactured in the Dominican Republic and is now owned by Altares USA, who controls its distribution and marketing in the United States. The brand was inspired by the adventure novel, The Count of Monte Cristo, which was a popular novel among cigar rollers in their factory and read by the lector on the rolling floor in the early 1900s.
Seems like an interesting choice.
I think Don Quixote was on that list as well.
Well, it's like a telenovela. I mean, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of violence.
And there's a lot of uprising against the supervisors. Like, would you really want to read that
Castro?
to your workers that
That
are paid
was a
a pittance?
questionable choice.
Yeah, no, I get it. Let's go.
Viva Liberté!
Viva la revolution. All right.
It's a Connecticut wrapper with Dominican filler and binder. This cigar started off really strong, really smooth. 2/3 of the way through it, it went out. For then, I took a 10-minute break in between puffs.
Straw
and it did
issues?
fine.
See?
It's not just me.
Oh, it is just you.
Yes,
then-
it is.
Once it went out in the last third, I was like, meh, I'm done. So I gave it 2 rings.
Well, can't argue with that.
Make fun of me all you want. Sometimes
Oh, we will.
performance.
I will.
I know why you keep me around. I'm a very soft punching bag. And
That's right.
I ask the dumb questions. Because, well, we're not going to get into that.
Why can't I draw off this? It's because it's too wet, Drew.
That's right. That's right.
I thought you were supposed to. Never mind.
So as always, I wanted to ask you guys, what did you pair with these, and how was it?
It's interesting you asked me that, you in particular, because you were the one who suggested that I pair coffee with a Maduro. So I took your advice and paired coffee with my Perdomo.
And
Well, I mean, you heard my rating. I enjoyed it.
he loved it.
It's the first Maduro in my life that I can remember liking. So I won't say that it was Barger's advice about the coffee because his head is already even bigger than mine.
Yeah, it's hard to fit through the door.
I mean, really, the struggle is real, y'all.
It's all about going vertical.
It's the girth, man. It's the girth.
But no, if you have never, one, if you don't like Maduro, try it with coffee, yes. And two, if you've not ever had a cigar in the morning with your morning coffee, give it a shot. I didn't think I'd be in the mood for a cigar in the morning, but yeah, it was pretty darn tasty.
I remember what I had with the aging room. I went to, I call it a halfway point. So I went after Black Bell by Nelson Greenbrier.
So the whiskey finished in the beer barrels.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is finished in a stout that is made by Blackstone Brewery. And I don't know. I just was talking with somebody else about a lot of the finished products that are made on the Bellmead label, and I just was like, it's been a little while since I had some of the Black Bell, and I have quite a few of those. They've made them for I don't know, probably 8 years now.
Hold on to some Tanat for me, please.
Yeah, no, I didn't have that one. I can't, I'm not a fan of the grape, so I knew it wasn't. In fact, I told Charlie, this is not going to do well.
Are these the grapes of wrath?
These, yeah, they are. Yeah, there's a good reason why you don't drink Tanit wine, because it sucks.
Says the man that loved the Tanat that I brought him.
That's true, but that was the exception. That was a very, very good. I like that wine.
French winemaker.
It was. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to name drop him.
Of course, the other 40 tenants that I had all sucked.
If you get a chance to try Y. Rousseau from California, Yannick Rousseau, he makes a very nice Tanat.
True.
Shout out.
It was good. I was very worthy. But, so that was the pairing I went with for the aging room. And so that whiskey has kind of a bit of a chocolate overtone to it, and, the cocoa nibs kind of feeding into it. And actually worked really well, with the Habano wrapper. In fact, I thought it kind of kicked things up and actually made it a more pleasing experience.
That would not be
Just
the
went
pairing I
bam.
would have chosen.
Bam.
Yeah. So I just kind of lucked in, I think to that particular, it would probably go well with hot chocolate to make you feel better. Barger.
Hey,
No
dude.
marshmallows.
Hey, bro. I
No
love hot
marshmallows
chocolate.
involved. Yeah.
Don't hate the player.
So, yeah. I can't remember what I had with the Espinosa, to be honest with you. I mean, I have probably a short list of candidates because I know what I was drinking.
Sounds like it was garbage.
No, I think actually it was one of the things I had when Drew and I were herfing.
Oh, yeah.
I said I broke out some more of that Nika straight from the barrel. I'm pretty sure that's what I had with the Espinosa.
That was darn tasty.
Yeah, when that thing turned, I was like, whew, man, I'm glad I have some good whiskey in front of me. 'Cause
There you go.
This is not working.
Stub that out.
There you
Here's
go.
a
What
dumb
about
question. What's herfing?
smoking cigars together?
Oh, very good.
I have always,
Have you ventured into our Cigar 101 episode yet?
I was on it.
Isn't he?
I know.
Wasn't he the guy that covered herfing?
I know.
I mean, these terms are somewhat opaque,
Yeah. All right, Justin.
I'm
so
from Florida. Everything's opaque to me.
There you go. Good old boy Justin. What did you pair with yours?
I had a Foursquare Nobleary, aged 14 years, an
That's
ex-bourbon
delicious.
cask, pot and column blend.
There you go.
Hot and column. I didn't realize the Nobleary
They
was
couldn't
that.
make up their mind.
No, so I mean, it's one of the things I really love about what Richard does is that he's really good at making products all unto themselves.
Yeah.
a genre of its own.
But it's the blending and finishing aspects of those products that I really, really love, and that is one of my favorite rums.
There you go.
For sure.
That's a good one. All right. So, boys, what stuck out? What stuck out in your sticks that you liked the most?
First Maduro I ever liked.
Oh, well, that's a good one right there.
That definitely stuck out.
Aging room does not disappoint. I look forward to going back to the rest of the bag.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. What about you, Justin?
The La Tierre La Mission was awesome.
Yeah,
That is French, right?
yeah.
Oui.
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 Not in my car.
For me,
Pecan.
I need to go back and get some more Alec Bradleys because I forgot how much I enjoyed that Presnado.
I haven't had Alec Bradley in probably a decade, so I probably will revisit. One thing I was opining about earlier, the Cameroonian wrappers that seem to be coming in. The first one that I've had was CAO Cameroon.
Yeah, that was the Basin.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
No.
Wasn't the Amazon Basin that one where it started?
Well, they actually had a Cameroon with the old label,
Yeah.
right?
Well, but yeah, the old label, they say it was CAO Cameroon. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to Cameroonian, and it set off a long love affair with it for me. And I keep looking. I don't see it in enough play. I was happy to see some of the cigars that we covered with it.
We're Cameroon, yeah.
I know that I would love to go back and probably enjoy not the Habano wrapper edition of these cigars.
Yeah, because you totally didn't pick the Habano on purpose.
Yeah,
Mr.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I
Wink,
built
wink,
the
nudge,
grab
nudge.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll get around to the story someday about me chasing down Cuban cigars recently in Mexico. It was interesting, and Montecristo's for that matter.
Was it sold to you by someone on the beach?
Oh yeah, but I didn't buy those.
Oh, okay.
No.
They were gifts.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's what I said coming back. Yeah. So,
Don't declare.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way to get through the TSA security.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well,
Of course I didn't pack my bags.
it's all security theater. Come on.
No, there's not any bands on these. I don't know where they came from.
That's weird.
Tax values pennies for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Everybody's pleading the fifth today.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Not, yeah. I'm
Do
not,
I have to send
I'm
you
not
money
talking
to
about
get attorney-client
I'm not
privilege?
talking
or-
about the actions of myself. Not at all.
Right.
It's a
No.
theoretical conversation.
Right.
There you go.
For informational and entertainment purposes.
Correct.
So will we do a band-free
Oh, that will
grab bag
happen.
next time?
Yeah, that will happen.
Yeah,
Mike?
I agree. I think so. If I had to create like a level playing field, for that would be all similar size, similar
Yeah.
wrappers.
No, so yeah, you couldn't
yeah,
We'll have a
Maduro.
Yeah.
written sheet of what you pick.
Look how fast he said that.
Yeah.
No Maduro.
No
That's
Maduro!
right. That's right. That's right. Well, as always, all good things. Well, okay. Well, all okay things must come to an end. That's going to wrap it up for today's Smokes episode.
Are
We
you
hope
the
you
okay
enjoyed our
thing?
banter and thoughts on those cigars. I might be the okay thing. But as LeVar Burton always says, you don't have to take our word for it. I challenge all of you listening to get out there and smoke out of your comfort zone and fly blind every now and again. You never know what you might find. Please don't forget to hit the like and follow button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. I'd like to thank our host, good old boy Drew,
Take a look. It's in a book.
good old boy Mike.
I'm standing over here outside my comfort zone, and I'm wondering, will I get to come back on the show?
We'll find out next time. Good old boy Justin,
Thank you. Good morning.
and I'm good old boy Barger. You guys have a wonderful day.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tap it in.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone. Play podcast Sip Suds and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sips, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.